Hey, sixth grade. In our lesson for today, we are only going to have one learning goal for you to get in your notes. So, lucky for you. Um, our lesson today will be using tables, and we will still be working with our independent and dependent variables. So, our learning goal for today is I will use tables to record my answers when finding independent and dependent variables. Boom. That's it. So make sure you click on pause so that you can get that in your notes. So we have a few examples which, they should help us get a better understanding of what this means. You have your guided notes right there in front of you, so you shouldn't have a problem, getting your tables filled in. So let's get ready to do the first one about John making $5 for every lawn he mows. Okay, so we have this guy John, and he makes $5 for every lawn he mows. How much money will he make if he mows 4 lawns, 6 lawns, or even 100 lawns? So the first thing we need to do is find our independent and dependent variables. And like you heard in the last video, the independent variable is always plotted along the x-axis on a graph, and the dependent is always recorded on the y-axis. So the number of lawns John mows is our independent variable. Whoops. There you go. There's our independent variable. The dependent variable is the total amount of money John makes. Whoa. He can't make any money unless he actually mows the lawns, so the amount he makes depends on how hard he works. And it's impossible for us to know how much money John is going to make until we know how many yards he mowed in the first place. So take a look at your guided notes and take a look at this table because we need to put this data in there. Okay, so here's not as nice of a version of the table that you have in your guided notes. Be glad you have to get to use that one and not this one. But if he mows 4 lawns, John will make $20. If he mows 6, he makes $30. If he mows 100, he'll get $500 for it. So how did we get the values over here in the total column? And that answer is pretty simple. All we did is multiply the number of lawns mowed by 5, and we were able to find the total amount of money that John earned based on the number of yards he mowed. Let's do another example. Okay, for our next example, we have Bob in his SUV, and his SUV gets 18 miles per gallon. How many miles can Bob go on 3 gallons? 6 gallons, or 9 gallons. So the independent variable would be the number of gallons Bob has. All right. The dependent variable is the number of miles Bob can go. Because the number of miles that he can travel is determined by how many gallons of gas he actually has. Otherwise, he's not going to get very far. So let's take a look at the table that you all have there in your notes, and let me go ahead and draw my own not fancy one. So as usual, be glad you've got your notes. So we have our table. And at the top, we've got our gallons, which is X. And the miles that Bob can travel is our Y. All right. So we have 3 gallons, 6 gallons, and 9 gallons. And on 3 gallons, he can travel 54 miles. And on 6 gallons, he can travel 108 miles. And with 9 gallons of gas, Bob can crank out 162 miles with that little car of his. So how did we figure out the Y values over here on the right side of our table? All we did was multiply the X value by 18 and we were able to figure out how many miles Bob could go. Okay, here's our final example to do together, and then you will be expected to complete the rest of the practice problems, or practice tables rather, in your guided notes to bring to class with you. So, Paul's Pizza Palace charges $10, for a large cheese pizza, plus an additional $2 for each topping. How much does it cost to buy a large cheese pizza that has 2 toppings, 3 toppings, or 4 toppings? Now, when it comes to solving this one, there's going to be an extra step. So there's an extra step that we have to do to be able to figure out how much we're going to spend, what's going to be in the cost column. So you have to start with $10. Where's my little guy? There he is. All right, so we have to start with $10 for the cost of the pizza. And then you have to add 2 times the number of toppings to the $10. 2 times the number of toppings. So if you have your $10 pizza and you're going to get 2 toppings, there's your $2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 10, and you wind up with your 14. If you have 10 plus the cost of the 3 toppings, it's still $2 times 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6 plus 10. That's how you get $16. And I'm pretty sure you all can figure out how that works for having 4 toppings on your pizza. So next up, you have 2 of your own practice problems to do that are there in your guided notes. So make sure you get the frozen yogurt table filled out. Make sure you take care of Tim and his cell phone bill. And then, all right, so make sure you get these tables done in your guided notes and that you bring them with you to class tomorrow along with your math binders and all of our other math materials that we need every single day. So, yep, make sure you have them so you're prepared for class and we can go over them together. See y'all soon.